Hello, I'm Mel Blackwell, the CEO of Health Partners America, and I want to talk to you today as a broker out there in the United States about the timing and the urgency and the action that we believe you should be taking with Health Partners America. Who does Health Partners America partner with? We go out into the marketplace and look for a broker that has a relationship with employers, associations, chambers that's influential in their community, that can help us get participation rates that have only existed in the small group world. What's happening in January is we'll begin to see the migration because of the law, and these are statistics that have been given to us by many third-party sources. As many as 100+ million employees will become individual consumers of health care when their employer drops them. So it's very important to Health Partners America. What's in it for us? Why do we partner with brokers in a business-to-business strategy versus a direct-to-consumer strategy, which is just about what everybody else is doing out there? So Health Partners America positions ourselves as the broker's friend because we understand the relationship that exists between the broker, the employer, and the employees. Why is that important? Why is that the Health Partners America gold mine? One simple reason: participation rates. So as we are out in the marketplace talking to small group brokers, property and casualty brokers, financial advisors, credit unions, and others, we're working with them, providing the tools and the training and the technology to be able to take action quickly in 2014 to protect and emulate and insulate these type of participation rates. So how does that work? Most importantly, what's in it for an employer to be talking to you in December, in early January, about how they're going to remain the employer of choice? This is incredibly important. Most brokers are out in the marketplace right now doing status quo. It feels good, it sounds good, the employers seem to be comfortable with it, but we believe status quo is a very dangerous thing to do because, remember, all of these employees have acted in a paradigm that's very comfortable for them. I've done it. I've been in the workforce for 25 years. I've always had my health care through my employer. So I, the employee, expect my employer to figure this stuff out for me. I, the employer, expect my broker to figure this out for me. That paradigm exists. So it's going away, but does it have to completely go away? In the Health Partners America model, what we want to do is work with the broker now for the next few weeks, next few months, and we've put together tools and training and incredible materials to be able to help brokers, small brokers, agencies, large brokers, be able to get in to these employers and sit down and go a lot further than, hey, let's just move your anniversary dates into 2014, because that's not a complete solution. Or let's kick the can into 2015 because it feels comfortable. It's not a complete solution. So what we want to do is take action now to get the most important real estate in the new ACA world, which is that employer-branded, HPA-powered exchange deployed through the relationship of our HPA partner, that broker. Why is that important? Once again, the participation rates you've seen in the small group or the group environment of 85%, that is a gold mine. Once these employees begin to hear radio ads, television ads, Super Bowl ads from the big, giant direct-to-consumer machines that are coming, including our government, then those are the targets of that advertising. They're going to be asked to believe that they would be better off getting their employer to drop coverage. In some cases, that's true. But the bottom line is that if you don't get that net in place, this exchange or this marketplace now, these participation rates will be gone forever. Once Humpty Dumpty falls down and cracks, you will never be able to put bottom-up individuals back together in this market to get 85% participation. So the HPA strategy is very important right now. It's more of a where and a when strategy of when and where is the broker going to come in and go out there and lock down this real estate. Now obviously the technology with the new exchange marketplaces is very glitchy. We see it every day. We're pioneers. We're out there. There's going to be a swamp we have to go through before we get to really solid, substantial land. But there's no reason at all now for $199 a month to become an HPA partner, not to come in and get the tools, the training, and the technology that we provide. Get out there in your employer relationships that you're already speaking to, but go one step further and lock down this most precious real estate in the new ACA world, which is, hey, look, Mr. Employer, we're going to come in and provide you the census information. We're going to run an analysis and action kit for you. This is all provided by HPA. And you're going to be able to show that employer in black and white why and when it makes sense to potentially drop or not drop. The bottom line is, though, whether they drop or not and when is a decision that can be made in 2014 by an employer. But the decision that you want to get made today is you want to own that net. Once again, why? Because that net being the marketplace, the employer-branded HPA-powered exchange that you own, that you make the money on the back end. It's very lucrative, and you can get 85% participation rates, just like you've done for the past 60 years. So in the past 60 years or more, you've had employees look to their employer and say, hey, what insurance am I going to have? And employees make decisions whether or not to go to work with an employer based on those benefits. So the paradigm exists. So imagine a world where I, the employee, am able to hear from my employer before I hear from all the television ads and the direct-to-consumer ads and the radio ads, because it's coming. Why? Because you have 100 million people in play. That's huge. 100 million people will be moving from groupthink to individual think. What we're saying is catch them while they still think like a group. And you'll be able to do that in a way that insulates it for the employee. For the employer, they're the employer of choice. They're able to act quickly before the market gets confusing. And why would any employer want to drop their employees out into that vast wilderness and just say, hey, you're all on your own now? Because that blows up the paradigm. It blows up the comfort level. The employees will freak out. That's why employers will tell you, we don't want to drop. Well, the truth is, whether they drop or not is a financial decision. It's an employer of choice decision. It needs to be shown to them in black and white statistics and facts, and that's what we help you do. But what you definitely want to do is, if the employer does decide to drop group coverage, you want to do it in an HPA-powered exchange, if at all possible, that's branded by that employer. So I, the employee, and we help you with the communication to the employer. We help you with the communication from the employer to the employee. All of this has been being put together for over 5 years, believe it or not. Millions of dollars we've invested into this, trial and error. And those partners that have been with us, we have over 700 partners nationally in all 50 states, and we need to have thousands. So to complete this infographic that you have an opportunity to download today, what we are trying to do is get people out there in the marketplace that want it, see it, and get it. If you don't, that's fine. If you have another strategy, awesome. It's good to not be out here by ourselves. But the bottom line is, this business-to-business strategy positions the broker in the catbird seat. You're able to leverage your relationships with employers you know now, and we suggest you go wider than ever and go after every single employer you can find and position that net, because it is the gold mine to get the 85%-ish, somewhere in that range, participation. But also hedge your bets. We have hundreds of associations out there, hundreds of chambers of commerce that we've already worked with through our brokers, and we've already deployed these marketplaces that are branded as the association, that are branded as the chamber. And although you won't get exactly the same participation rate, it's almost like lay that employer net and then lay these other nets under them, because this is all about catching the fish, the 100 million plus American fish that swim from what they used to get from their employer and group to some way or another they have to become individual consumers. The next thing that we want to look at is, if you're not partnered with HPA, then what we hear and see in the marketplace every day is the bottom piece of this infographic, which is basically, without HPA, status quo, doing what you've been doing, still have a strong relationship with the employer. It's kind of like calling up the employer and saying, hey, we'll just move your anniversary date. You know, we'll be in there sometime in June. We'll figure it out. There's really no reason to act right now. It's a bloody mess. And then, or even more than that, hey, let's just kick the can into 2015. Feels good, sounds good, not very smart though. That's not a bad place to have started, but what are you going to do next, right? So if you don't have Health Partners America, what do you have? You know, what are you going to use? In this model, you have to understand that you won't be getting the 85% participation rate if you don't lock in the HPA model with us, because the employer is going to be wooed by other sources, the news. Every CEO or CFO that goes to a convention next year, there's going to be a speaker about what you should be doing with your employees and your group coverage. It's going to happen. Those people all have a vested interest, so they're not trying to help take care of you, Mr. Broker. They may not even be really trying to take care of the employer. Why? Because the marketplace is turning into individual American consumers. The money is going to be paid from the individual. So the money is going to be spent to attract the individual. It's wild, but you're going to have direct-to-consumer behemoths. You've got healthcare.gov. I know it's a mess today, but with trillions of dollars and the time, the government will get their act together. Truth is, they only have on-exchange, subsidy-eligible policy, so it's a sliver of the marketplace, but ignorant Americans will be swayed by cool television ads. You also have search engines, partners like eHealth, great company, but they're going to be going direct to consumer. Other major retailers are getting in the exchange business because they have sway. So this is all about sway. Right now, you have all the sway over the employer has all the sway over employees. Act now. Lock in that sway. If you don't, then the sway will begin to come from the behemoths, just like any marketplace. I helped launch so many different industries. I've seen this many times. And people that lock in on the status quo, they get left on the bank. We don't want to see that happen to you. So we want to make you an offer you can't refuse. If you're the right partner for us, you're out there in the marketplace as a small group broker, property and casualty, financial advisor, you can be a CPA firm. Obviously you have to be licensed to get commissions. But we want to make this so attractive that you'll jump out here in the marketplace and do your part in this model, this HPA gold mine strategy, to help us get this done so that we can lock down this market. We have what we call Health Reform Broker Blueprint that's going to be rolled out in mid-January. This is an incredible, incredible toolkit. It's something we've worked on for years. It needed to be put together and released at the right time, and the right time is now. So here's the deal we're making. Anyone who's a partner of Health Partners America, we're talking $199 a month. I mean, there's network marketing opportunities you can't get into as inexpensively as you can this. And this is real gold. And you already have the relationships to make the money in this industry. We will provide everyone who is a partner as of December 31st. We'll grandfather them in, and we'll provide them the Health Reform Broker Blueprint for free. This is an $1,800 product. It will be sold for $1,800 beginning January 1. So by joining us today, spending the time with us, we already have a tremendous tools, training, technology packet put together. So the Health Partners America product and suite is complete. Health Reform Broker Blueprint is the next level to be able to give you the tools that you need to get out there in front of those employers, to give them the information they need about themselves and how it affects them, and about each and every employee, how it affects them, so that logical, sound business decisions can be made. And then as for when you decide to flip the switch on the technology, that's yet another thing. But you've got to get out there and own this real estate today. So HRBB has full standalone training and tools on health reform, over 20 new training modules. The training includes the basics and opportunities created by the ACA, employer impact strategies, individual impacts and strategies, and then we have a separate machine that is incredible. You've got to have it. If you've developed it, then great, you're able to use your own, but most people have not, which is an employer analysis and action toolkit. It allows you, the broker, to go in and provide that detailed information to be able to show all the stakeholders what's the best decision for them. So they're able to go in and look as the employer and see, wow, this is how it affects me, the group versus the individual, how much money I save, should I do a defined contribution or not. We're providing you, the broker, a tool that you can monetize. We charge a small fee for each of those, but you can mark that up substantially because that's what the employers need to see. And it even goes down to the detailed employee level, so there's an employee report. So in all practicality, you'll be able to be empowered through Health Partners America to be able to show an employer and the employees exactly how dropping into the individual marketplace would work for them without even hitting the internet. And so we have that capability, and then we have the online marketplace working in tandem to be able to emulate and insulate the employee to protect these 85%, 15 to 30% participation rates before these big old behemoths get out there and take the market from us. So I'd encourage you to take action today. All you have to do is complete the form beneath this message. You're basically going to get this infographic for free. We're going to probably give you a call if you fill out the form to see if this is right for you. And if you want to get going today, then you will receive the HRBB for free. But you have to act before December 31st because all of our partners are going to be grandfathered. So I'm wishing you luck. I hope you join us. If not, then we'll see you in the new world.